Welcome back to CountyLine TV. I know you guys expected me to be working on the Corvette since I broke it, but that's not the case. I've actually been out here slaving away, pulling my hair out, trying everything to get this green RX7 to run. It's been a pain. I've been just plugging away at stuff. Turns out, off the battery, the chassis has no ground. So I've jumper cabled a chassis ground. I believe the engine harness has its ground, as long as this is grounded to that, because things seem to be working okay. But I've also had to like rewire, you can kind of see a connector in there, rewire power going to the ignition switch, and we've been trying to get spark out of the coils. Right now, what I've discovered is that we don't have main relay pulling in, so which main relay is supposed to get power from when you turn the ignition switch on. It's supposed to send power through the engine fuse and the fuse box inside the car, and from the fuse box inside the car it's supposed to send power out to the main relay. Main relay gives power to the computer, the fuel pump relay, and the ignition coils. So if I can get that main relay to come on, I can have hopefully a running car. However, I'm this close to just giving those three things power off of a switch with a fuse and just saying screw it and running the car off a switch and a button, because I think all I have to do is give the very top right wire on the computer power, which is like wire 3i on an S4 non-turbo car, and then just power to the hot side of both sets of ignition coils and power to the fuel pump, and the dang thing should run. So bear with me right now, because I'm not getting power to the main relay off of turning the key switch on. So I'm going to jumper power from the battery to the fuse box in that slot that's supposed to give power to the main relay, and see if that main relay clicks. And if it doesn't, then I'll track that wire down and I'll give power straight to the main relay. If that doesn't work, it's going race car and it's getting a switch and a button. So stay tuned, let's do some wiring. We have this wire here, which is connected to the positive side of the battery, and the fuse panel in question is right in there. You guys can't really see it. It's like way in there. Way in there. So, just believe me. And what I'm going to do is pull the fuse that the interwebs are telling me goes to the main relay, which is the engine fuse. I'm going to pull it, and then I'm going to touch that wire to either side of the fuse connector, and listen for the main relay to click, which you guys probably won't be able to hear because it's going to be audible, but barely. So I'm not gonna keep recording because it'd be boring watching me pull a fuse. But ladies and gentlemen, I just made a very good discovery. I hopped down there to pull that fuse out, and there wasn't a fuse in the engine slot. So I put a fuse there, and now when I turn the key switch, the main relay clicks. Yes! This is exciting. This is exciting. Okay, now I still don't hear the fuel pump come on, but I should have power at the computer and the coils and stuff. So what I'm going to do now is turn the key switch on, turn the car over, and see if we get spark. Because if we get spark, then we should have computer, which means that we should have the injector pulse, which means if I hardwire the fuel pump, the car should start. So let's see if we get spark. Ooh, yeah, that's working. So key switch is on. We have a spark plug here in one of the coil wires, and we're going to hold it to ground, and I'm actually going to hold it back here because I'm a vagina. spark. Oh, oh, yes, yes. That means we have coil power, we have computer, we have everything, but the fuel pump doesn't kick on. Right. That's exciting. That's very, very exciting. I can't even. That's sick. So we're a battery ground and a fuse and a wire that was disconnected that sends power to the ignition switch. We're that deep in it right now. And now all we need is the fuel pump to come on. But we're gonna hook up the spark plugs and coil wires and squirt it with some brake clean and see if it fires. And if it does, we'll run a wire to the fuel pump, and this will be a running car that just needs like buttoned up. Moment of truth is coming in hot. We got all the spark plugs hooked up and plug wires hooked up. The key switch is now on. We're gonna brake cleaner it and turn it over and see if it fires.
Do we have a way to kill it?
The key, in case it purrs. Oh, just quit spraying fuel in it.
Yeah.
All right, give her a shot. Yes!
That's sick.
That is sick!
Sheesh!
Hell yeah!
Good job, dude.
Just needs fuel. Just needs fuel pump. That is it. Fuel pump, and this is a running, driving car. Aside from like a radiator fan, radiator cap, shifter. This car needs buttoned up, but that's not my problem. My problem was getting it running, and now all I have left to do is run a wire to the fuel pump. So I'm good. I'm done. I'm gonna call it. All right, this video might be really short, but I'm gonna post it. This car runs. Justin's gonna be drifting in no time. Off camera, behind the scenes, whatever you want to call it. We've been tinkering a little bit with this car again. We have wired the fuel pump with just a jumper wire right now that you have to hold. So we have a jumper wire on the fuel pump right now, just to, because we just want to hear it like run. We put oil in it. It didn't have any oil in it last time you saw it start, by the way. But there's oil in it now. We got the fuel pump on a jumper wire right now, and we wired the starter to an actual button in the car. So it should be ready for a start where it can idle for a second. There's no coolant in it yet, but we just want to like hear it idle for a minute, and we don't want to like overheat it or nothing, but we just want to hear it run. So let's do it. Go ahead. Maybe we should hit it with some brake clean.
Run it without fuel first, just in case it is flooded.
Okay. Really? Not enough battery, I guess. We ran out of battery. Time out. Take 37. Action. CJ,
Yeah.
would you like to say it?
Told him so. It needed gas.
We had to put gas in the car. Take 778 to action. Hella satisfied.
Tell me your mom ain't gonna wanna watch that.
Make sure she subscribes too.